congratulations. You're a basilisk. You weren't born in a cave or temple. You didn't summon by gods. You were put together behind a barn, in a pile of compost, during an eclipse. In a village that doesn't show up on maps anymore, probably for good reason. Your egg came from a rooster. It was hatched by a toad. You're not nature's plan. You're the result of folklore. There's no mom, no family, no purpose. Just an egg full of venom. You haven't even cracked the shell yet, and things around you are already dying. The moss around you is shriveling. The bugs are leaving. The air's getting thinner. The birds have left. You hatch in silence. Just a damp pop and the quiet, accidental death of everything nearby. Your eyes open for the first time. A nearby lizard locks eyes with you and instantly turns into a statue. You haven't even figured out how to blink yet, and you've already committed your first murder. Not out of hunger, not out of rage, just eye contact. Welcome to the family curse. You try to bond with your surroundings, but everything you glance at becomes a statue or a smoking crater. You look at a puddle. It boils. You see your reflection. Bad move. You almost become your own myth and obituary simultaneously. You are the curse, a mobile natural disaster wrapped in baby lizard skin. Your breath doesn't stink. It sterilizes. Crops shrivel. Insects drop mid-flight. Even mold, the biological equivalent of we don't die, we multiply, recoils. There are no siblings. If there were, you blink them into gravel during your first yawn. There's no family unit, no warmth, no bedtime. Your entire support system consists of your own tail and a stack of corpses you didn't mean to create. You don't hunt your food. You stare at it until it dies of exposure. Learning the basics of survival is nearly impossible when everything you try to interact with stops existing halfway through the lesson. Your first game of hide and seek ends with you winning by default because everyone else is dead. Even black dragons, apex predators who snack on their siblings like popcorn.
Hi there.
Flinch when they hear what you are. You live in darkness, not because it's edgy, but because light reflects. And if you ever catch a full glimpse of yourself, game over. Welcome to childhood, Basilisk Edition. You're growing. Your body's bigger. Your fangs are sharper. And your stare now kills things you weren't even looking at. You leave trails of destruction, not just scorched grass, but ruined forest, petrified wildlife. Your gaze doesn't just stop bugs anymore. It cracks statues, blisters trees. You're no longer a rumor. They whisper your name like it's a curse. They pray to any god that'll listen. Some pray to you, with mirrors strapped to their faces. Cultists show up, cloaks, gifts, ceremonial chanting. You blink. They die. They call it a blessing. That's on them. Some cults have adapted. They now worship you from behind polished shields. They're the smart ones. You try to hunt. You really do. You sneak up on a deer. It senses you mid-creep, panics, and dies mid-gallop. You didn't earn it. Just another corpse gifted to you by your own biology. You've developed venom strong enough to melt shields. You're deadly enough that the only real threat left is yourself. Mirrors? Still a death sentence. Reflections? Still dangerous. Roosters? Still the one animal that can kill you with a noise and a bad attitude. You're not a king, not a god, not even a proper legend. You're just a cautionary tale, whispered around campfires, about why you never stare too long at suspicious puddles. By this stage in your miserable little myth, you've learned one thing with absolute clarity. Everything dies when it sees you. You're not supposed to have friends. Not with your face. Not with your body count. But then, he showed up. They called him an Umbro Sphinx, a creature born blind, but never helpless. He didn't see danger. He felt it. He could hear fear in the soil, smell betrayal in the breeze, flinch from earthquakes before they happened. And he knew what you were. He felt the pressure you radiated. Not rage, not hunger, something worse. Inescapable decay. So he stayed back, circling, watching, sensing, because this wasn't ordinary danger. This danger wasn't hunting. It wasn't hiding. It was hurting. And somehow that was worse. Most creatures ran. This creature lingered, not out of bravery. Out of curiosity. Days passed, then weeks, then years. And slowly, instinct gave way to rhythm. He learned how to be near you, without dying. Learned your sighs, your silences, the way you hummed off-key like a cave with performance anxiety. You never But you shared space. That was new. That was everything. He became familiar. Not a friend. Creatures like you don't get those. But something close enough to hurt. And that's what made it fatal. Because over time, his instincts dulled. The alarms softened. The warning bells turned into background noise. He stopped noticing how the air wilted around you. Stopped feeling his skin crawl every time you breathed. Stopped listening to the part of his brain designed to keep him alive. And then, one soft morning, you hummed again, off-key, awkward, trying. And for the first time, he laughed. A real, chest-deep laugh that shook moss off the trees. You turned, slowly, just to share the sound. And he opened his eyes. Not out of panic, out of trust. He wanted to see you, to match the warmth to his shape, to know what he had come to understand. And that's all it took. The most danger-sensitive creature alive forgot what you were. He looked. He smiled. He died. Instantly. No scream. No panic. Just a mid-laugh detonation. He didn't die because he feared you. He died because he didn't anymore. Now the statue sits by the water, still smiling. And you visit him. Every day. Not out of guilt, but because some part of you can't accept that it's over. You hum beside him like he might respond. You talk like the stone might twitch. You tell yourself he's not dead. Just quiet. Just resting. And when the silence presses too hard, you destroy everything that moves. Trees, birds, cultists, swamp. Then you beg. Take the curse. Take the breath. Take everything. Just bring back that laugh. But nothing comes. So you stop hunting. Stop singing. Stop moving. You keep your eyes shut longer each day. Not for safety, for mercy. And still, you return. You sit beside the statue, never looking at him directly, humming like a curse trying to sound like a lullaby. Because that was the only creature that ever saw you and didn't run. The only one that smiled upon seeing you. And that's not something you recover from. That's who you are now. You keep growing. Fangs like daggers. Your name alone clears villages. Armored heroes show up with anti-curse prayers and polished shields. None of it works. You don't even blink anymore. Death happens before the eyelids move. You don't live in a lair. You haunt a region. Forests rot at your passing. Statues fill the swamps like bad art installations. You don't roar. You hum. Low, off-key, just loud enough to remind the world you're still here. And yet, somehow, the world stopped caring. There are no more challengers. No more cultists. Just decay, silence, and one statue you'll never face. The only thing that ever looked at you and smiled. You'd sleep forever if your instincts didn't keep twitching. Then one day, someone clever arrives with a mirror. They tilt it, perfectly. You turn. Instinct. Habit. Maybe hope. And there it is. Your reflection. The face your only friend died trying to love. And your last thought. Why was I even born? Then nothing. Just a statue. Mid-blink. Alone.